Welcome to Discover Ramona, where we showcase the people, places, and businesses that make Ramona the best place to live. I'm your host, Valli, and I'm here today with our lovely Jan Ryan. Welcome.
Hi, so good to be here,
Yes.
and I'm so excited for this.
Well, Jan, you are the one and only top agent in Ramona. So tell us a little bit about your background in Ramona, why Ramona. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I've been in Ramona since '87, and I can't think of a better place to live. It's I can go to the beaches, I can go to LA, I can go to Mexico, I can go to the desert. There's hiking, biking, and it's out of the fog and just the friendliest small town.
You've been all over the United States. You've traveled, you've done a lot of exploring, and you always seem to find your way back to Ramona. What else is it so special about Ramona to you?
You know, it's the people, it's the businesses, and it's home. I can't imagine another place to live.
You like being surrounded by those mountains and being in the valleys, you know, country feel, small town feel. Is that your vibe?
I do. I love the hiking, there's horseback riding, and just so many great businesses, friendly people.
And you said since '87 you've been out there? You've lived there?
I have since '87. I moved from Northern California, and I just love Ramona and the San Diego area.
That's quite a while. So you've seen Ramona when it first started being developed to the Ramona it is now.
It is. It's changed quite a bit, but it's still the small town atmosphere. People let you in when you need to pull out in your car, and high school, the schools are great, and just a great place to raise kids.
And a lot of development going on out there. There's this people that still have acreages, and there's still, you know, horse farms, and there's also new homes being developed all the time too, correct?
Yeah, it's a small town. There isn't a lot of new construction, but you get a lot more for your money, more land, a lot of acreage, and every home's different. We don't have much tract housing, so if you have a buyer, you can always find something for them.
And I understand that there's a lot of community events. People like to engage and stay in that community and do parades and do all kinds of events. Do you know of anything that recently that you know of that you can tell us about?
Well, we have the Ramona Fair coming up, which
cool.
is great. There's the Ramona Rodeo. We just had 4th of July fireworks, and there's so many things. We used to have the Ramona Air Fair. So 4th of July parade in San Diego Country Estates, where the kids get together and do their own floats. So
that's so cool. I didn't even know that there was fireworks in Ramona. And I've lived in East County for quite some time, so that's really neat to know in the parade. And Jan, what a better way to stay connected with all these community events than the Ramona Home Journal. And we can introduce our next guest, Michael Raher, owner of Ramona Home Journal.
That's correct. Thanks for having me.
Wonderful magazine.
Thank you.
You create this.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do for the Ramona community?
Sure. Okay. Thank you, Valli. And thank you, Jan. We produce the Ramona Home Journal. It's a monthly glossy magazine. It's very community oriented. We like to say that we shine light on all that's good in the community. So if you want news, if you want sort of the kind of like, I wouldn't say the negative stuff, but if you just want like regular news, we're not your cup of tea. We're the folks that kind of
you want to celebrate the community,
make you feel good, and we always like to think that people are sitting down with a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, and when they get it in their mailbox, then they just sit there and they just stop and they take their time to learn more about the community.
It's beautiful. I took a little look at it myself. How does somebody in Ramona get their hands on this?
So it goes to every home in the community as well as businesses. So there's about 12,900 homes. So we actually mail to every home.
Yeah.
And then the way we do that is by advertising. We get advertising revenue from all the local businesses, which can afford us to produce it and then mail it directly to the homes.
Wonderful. And then at the same time, those businesses, their revenues, their clients come in, they get more profits because they're marketing and showcasing what they do for the community as well.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now we are really 100% behind all of the local businesses because we're a local business ourselves.
That's right.
So hopefully if they support us, we would do everything we possibly can to support them.
Are you a local business in Ramona? Are you based out of Ramona?
Yep, based out of Ramona. Yeah, been there 20 years.
Okay, it's 20 years. I could kind of tell you might not be from Ramona originally.
No, not originally, but originally from Australia. Came here in 1995, but moved to Ramona after I came up there with my future wife and looked at it and went, wow, this is exactly like where I grew up in Australia. Less the koalas and the kangaroos, but outside of that, yeah, very similar. So we just thought it was a great place to move, raise kids, and we've been there ever since.
That says a lot that you've been all over the country. You've been to Australia, and you both have decided to live in Ramona as your primary residence. So if anybody, really is thinking about it, hey, Ramona looks like it's got to be tried and true. It's the spot to move to. How did you guys find each other?
Well, that's a really good question because I'll never forget Michael, when he used to work for the Ramona Sentinel, he would come in the office. He had other jobs, but selling ads. And I don't know actually a better salesman than Michael because he truly had the business and a vision for each business and the enthusiasm to make it exciting. I can't imagine any business owner not buying into Michael's advertising. He really impressed me.
Yeah.
So from then on, when he came in with something, it was.
And that says a lot because she's been in the real estate industry since the 80s.
Yes.
And so if she's saying that you're one of the best salesmen she's ever ran into, you should be proud of that.
Well, I am. And quite honestly, one of the things that I sort of say is, I don't really like to sell, I just like to educate.
Right.
And so for me, it's a case of just sharing the product and the service that we can for our advertisers and sort of say, here's what we can do for you. If you want to get on board, that would be great. But if not, that's totally fine too. Yeah. We just want to champion anything and everything about the community of Ramona.
What you guys are doing here is special. I took a look at it. There's not a lot of print ad out anymore. Anything that people are really, really interested in reading. The pages are beautiful.
Thank you.
The design is beautiful. I myself could really sit down and read this whole thing from cover to cover. It's magnificent. I'm really impressed with what you have going. And Jan, what a team member to have, as part of your marketing package as well.
Yeah, for any business.
Right.
And he gets it. He understands business, advertising, and what it means to promote your business.
And specifically, you understand Ramona, because not only do you make a beautiful magazine, but you live there.
Yes, yeah, that's the one thing that is probably different between us and some of the other media entities out there, whether it be the billboards or other print media or even social media, but we're local, so 100% of the dollars that is spent with us stays in the community. I have 4 employees, they live in Ramona. We spend a lot of money in Ramona at all the stores, and one of the things we really make a point of doing is anybody that advertises with us is we try and frequent that business and give some money back to them. So again, it's a small community, and so we're all in this together.
Where from here?
Well, hopefully we want to continue to grow in Ramona, but I'm taking this model and I'm now planting it in other communities. So I currently have a publication in Julian called the Julian Home Journal. We just recently opened up Lakeside, and we just opened up San Marcos. So
wonderful.
If there's anybody out there that is interested in getting involved and getting a publication for this community, give me a call.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you've mastered it in Ramona, so I am backing you 100% and expanding into other communities. And I'm so glad that you were on the show today.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Jan, thank you for introducing us to him.
Oh, yeah. And I think I've got to tell him the backstory, or you have to tell him, Michael. Okay, Michael's just, he's a drummer at heart, a very good one.
Oh, that's right.
And he just joined a band, and they're doing amazing. We saw them play the other night. And you just recently played in Encinitas, right?
Yep. Yeah, played last Friday night in Encinitas.
But there's a super cool backstory that I've heard that I think everyone would enjoy.
Okay. So yeah, before I came to the United States, I was playing in a band, and we were starting to get a little bit successful, and but I'd always wanted to come to the United States. It was just been my dream, and I got an opportunity to come to the United States, and I just left everything. I said, right, I'm coming over. Well, lo and behold, I came over, and then a month later, the band that I was in ended up getting the national tour with a band called Green Day. And then after that, they picked up a national tour with another little band called AC/DC. And it just grew and grew and grew, and now they're probably the largest band in Australia. They've toured the world quite a few times, and then there's me, and I'm here in Ramona. But very happy, very happy. So
Hey, you're still a rising star among us, okay?
that's exactly right. That's, you know, the dream has always been, you know, if I could do anything in my life, it would be to be a drummer in a rock band and tour the world. But I'll take the next best thing, which is publishing the Ramona Home Journal.
That's it. That is a really cool story. Well, and your impact is still great, right?
Sure.
And this is direct and it's personal.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
So you could be in a worldwide band and have an impact that way, but this is also so very important what you're doing for the community as well.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just, especially the last few years, just with the media, the national media, cable news and all of that, and the left versus the right, and the this versus the that. And I just, and particularly through COVID, I purchased the business 2 weeks before we got shut down. Okay. So there was a concern there. But just sticking to the guns of just, you know, keeping the positive content, knock on wood, it's been working. So hopefully
I think so.
It'll keep going.
What do you think, Jan? You think it's working?
I think it's working. I think Michael is Ramona. So he is there promoting businesses, and he's the best cheerleader for Ramona businesses and people. So
thank you.
Wonderful. So anything else you guys would like to share with us and our audience that they should know about you or about your business? Or you think we touched it all?
I think we've touched it all.
Wonderful. Yeah. You guys are amazing. I'm so glad to have met him again. And Jan, thank you so much for highlighting Ramona. Excited to see take what I learned in the magazine, go out to the businesses myself, check them out, meet the people.
Yep.
So thank you guys.
Thanks, Valli.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for watching Discover Ramona. Stay tuned for our next episodes where we highlight the people, the places, and the businesses that make Ramona great.